Hello, bachcho. Let's read the question. So the question says, what is the effect on the interference pattern in Young's double slit experiment due to each of the following operation? So the operation is given to us as the width of the slits are increased equally. So to understand the question, we must first understand certain key concepts behind the question. So the key concepts behind this question are: the first is Young's double slit experiment, also denoted by YDSE. So what does happen in Young's double slit experiment is that when we put two slits at of very small size against a screen at some distance, capital D, let's suppose, and the distance between the two slits is small d. So we obtain a interestingly interesting pattern that there is a white fringe, central white fringe of very high intensity, and there are certain white fringes at equal spacing on both of the sides of central white fringe. So the distance between two white fringes is given by beta, which is called fringe width. Okay. Now, why does YDSE happen? It happens because of the term called diffraction. So, what is diffraction? So diffraction is the phenomena in which light bends around the edges of a small particle. The particle must be small that its aperture d must be comparable to lambda. It must be less than or equal to lambda. This condition must be satisfied, and if this is not satisfied, then diffraction is not quite clear. Now, let us check what is being asked in the question. So, the question asks us, the width of slit are increasing equally, then what will happen to the interference pattern? So, let us write it in our solution part. So, for solution part, we have the slits are increasing equally. So, S1 is in keep on increasing, and S2 is increasing also. So S1 and S2 are aperture size of each slits. Then they can increase up until a certain limit to for diffraction to happen. So S1 must be less than lambda and S2 must be less than lambda for diffraction to happen. Or let us write it some clear way. So for diffraction to happen, okay. Now, as they keep on increasing equally, at a certain time, S1 will be equal to lambda and S2 will be equal to lambda because they are increasing equally. Then the diffraction pattern will be quite blurred, and as we keep on increasing up after even after this point, then diffraction pattern will not be obtained. So S1 greater than lambda and S2 greater than lambda. So then diffraction pattern, let me write it correctly. So diffraction will not be observed. So this is the answer. I hope you understood it well. Thank you.